The Maamar Sheishes Yamim that we're going to learn tonight, we're going to start learning tonight, Mitzshem, has an interesting story attached to it. And although the story doesn't have anything to do with the content of the Maamar, I'd like to begin the Maamar with the story. The story is printed in the Likkutei Torah with a considerable amount of detail. And the essence of the story was that many years ago, in Tochal in Lubavitch, there was, of course, a process by which Talmidim were accepted into the yeshiva. And they were what they would call then two zmanim, today I guess we call them semesters. Pesach time and Tishrei time, many Bachrim would come and be tested and examined for possible entry into the yeshiva's Tem Chitmimim. And of course, there was a whole process by which one was allowed to enter into the yeshiva, and a considerable number of potential applicants were sent home, or sent to other yeshivas. One year, I believe it was actually Samach Vov, but I could be wrong, 1905 or 6, a Bacher came to the yeshiva who was an Eli, he was brilliant, he was very, very intelligent, and a very big scholar. And the previous Rebbe was excited about accepting him into the yeshiva. But his father, the Rebbe Rashab, observed that his countenance reflected an incredible coarseness. His demeanor, his appearance looked very, very unrefined. So the Rebbe Rashab told the Frierdiker Rebbe that he should take him into the yeshiva. And as the Pasuk says, Yossi b'chochmasecha, he should find a way to refine this boy. Now, in Time Chetmimim, in those days, there was a policy that said, you didn't ask questions. You were told to do something, you did it. So the Frierdiker Rebbe proceeded to burden this young man with incredible pre-Pesach tasks. He put him in charge of the baking of the Matzos. Then he put him in charge of overseeing the Seder of all of the Bachrim. All of which took a lot of time and a lot of energy, above and beyond, of course, his obligations as a yeshiva bacher, his learning and so forth. And then, on Erev Pesach itself, the previous Rebbe told him, I want you to learn this Maamar, Sheishes Yamim, which is quite a long Maamar. And 8 o'clock in the morning after the Seder, he was going to test him on the Maamar Sheishes Yamim. This was a considerable burden on this boy, notwithstanding that he was so intelligent. Pardon me. So the Frierdiker Rebbe says that he very diligently and with great discipline did all of the tasks he was given. He oversaw the baking of the matzah, he took care of the kitchen, organized the tables, and 8 o'clock in the morning, the first day Pesach, he came with the Sheishes Yamim in hand. That year, I believe it was Samach Vov, because as far as I know, that was the only year that the Rebbe Rashab did this. On Achan Shal Pesach, there was a Seudah with all the Bachrim. The Rebbe Rashab ate the Sudas Mashiach together with the Talmidei Yeshiva in Tem Chetmimim. And of course, he sat at the head of the table together with the Rebbe Rayatz, the Frierdiker Rebbe, and all the Bachrim sat in very great order along the shulchanos, the tables that had been arranged, and so forth. And the Rebbe Nishma said, the Rebbe Rashab leans over and he whispers to the Frierdiker Rebbe about this particular boy. Look at him now. The gasus is arop, the crudeness, the coarseness that he had in his countenance has been diminished. He's beginning to look like a human being. And the Rebbe explained that this had to do with the Zeyah Shel Mitzvah, the exertion, the sweat in performing mitzvahs had a refining effect on him. This is a very meaningful story, and I'm telling the story simply because part of the challenge that this Bacher was given as a means of affecting his refinement was to learn this very Maamar Sheishes Yamim.